Welcome back to Fox and Friends First. Some brand new questions being raised this morning about the accused New York City terrorist and his trips back to Uzbekistan. When exactly was he radicalized, and what did his wife know? Former Las Vegas Metro Police Lieutenant Randy Sutton joins us now to weigh in. Thank you very much for joining us, Randy, this morning. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Two big questions that we want to delve into. But first of all, let's talk about the issue with asylum seekers and how that relates to this.
Well, you know, this is something that we have to have a major discussion about. The president is trying to do his very, very best to protect the American people, as is his responsibility. And yet he seems to be being met with all kinds of distractions and people attempting to move his program instead of protecting the American people. They're trying to cast shadows upon it.
And you were saying that specifically we need some sort of law that prevents asylum seekers from returning home.
Well, we need to take a look at this. I mean, we can't go around blindly just accepting things as they have gone on. We are now on the front lines of this war. This war is now in America, as has been shown so graphically in the last few days. We simply cannot stand by and not do anything. We have to look at every single aspect and what can we do to prevent these things.
Now, we know that this suspect, he was married with children, and we've heard that, you know, that's been the case with the Boston bomber's wife, specifically Tamerlan Tsarnaev. There were Orlando shooter's wife as well. What do we know about his wife, and do you think she was aware that this was going to happen?
You know, this is really interesting. What goes on in the homes of these people who've been radicalized or radicalized themselves? This doesn't happen in a vacuum. You know, we have to understand that the family dynamics that are taking place. But we're talking about women who are generally in this world subservient to men. So
in the Muslim world, you mean?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And also, you know, it would take a great amount of courage for people in the family structure to come forward. And this is why we need to join forces with the Muslim community and educate them, and not only educate them, but it's time to take a real stance here. You got to remember that the New York City Police Department has an incredible intelligence gathering capacity, and they were doing a lot of proactive work in the mosques themselves until, because of political correctness, they have been taken away from that. This is something that we simply cannot stand by and say, okay, well, for political correctness, we're not going to investigate these things. We're not going to have surveillance. We must. Yeah,
surveillance of mosque, extreme vetting, a lot of questions being raised today as a result of this in reference to, you know, when does political correctness have to step aside in order to protect Americans here at home? Randy Sutton, thank you so much for joining us.